23rd of February, Rabbi Levitt, Danielle.
Daniel. So, safe for Daniel.
So Alan is in the hospital.
Still there. He's been here the whole time.
Yeah, he's in serious condition. His I talked with his wife yesterday, and she was not so optimistic. So it's unfortunate. She said she was going to call me back. I haven't heard back from her. I wanted to find out where he's staying so I could see if I could visit him.
Hmm. He's
So
capable of being visited.
yeah, I don't know if he can be visited if he's in critical condition. He might not. They might not allow visitors. I don't know what the situation is.
We have to visit him.
Yeah,
Okay.
if possible. So if I hear from her, I'll let you know.
Yeah, she called me some time ago. Yeah, that they were in the hospital. I tried to call a few times on the cell phone, Alan's cell phone, but I don't have the house phone. I gotta get the house phone.
Oh, I can give you that. Um,
Yeah.
I can give you her phone. Actually, her phone number and his phone number are the same. His ends in zero, hers ends in one.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So usually what I do is I call him, and if he doesn't answer, I call her.
Okay. Cell phone. Okay. Hmm.
And what do you hear from Roy?
Roy, I spoke to Roy last week also. He answered the phone. He was in the hospital also, I believe. But he was they had the operation, but then there was something happened after that. Um and so I don't know where he is right now. I haven't been in touch with him for a couple days or
Yeah.
more.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe I'll give him a call. My wife and his wife have a learning schedule, so I'll check with my wife. She's actually not feeling so well right now, so she hasn't contacted anybody since we got back. But she'll probably contact her tomorrow. So I'll check with her and see what's going on.
Okay. Service Toivus.
Yeah.
Refuas and Yeshuas.
I mean, all right. I see Meir is here, but he's not speaking. Oh, there he is.
Good
Yeah, it
morning,
take a
Mayor.
while for my camera to get working. Okay. Good
Okay.
morning. Good Woche.
Good fall. Okay, so we learned on Arab Shabbos, and we almost caught up to where we got to with Mayor. So
Excuse
what?
me a second.
Ah,
So much.
so yeah, Lou just told me that Alan is still in the hospital. And he's it's serious.
Wow. Yeah, I know. I have his name for uh, Mr. Bayrox and Rafula.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
I'll be back in 1 second. I just have to pay the housekeeper.
right. Okay, so in the meantime, we could
Yeah, that would be good.
like,
No, it's fine. Okay. So I got up to, let's see, Zion Pasuk Tet. Looks like we're up to.
Sign Ches? Okay.
Well, that's where my bookmark is. Did you have a shear on Friday?
Yeah, but with what we did, Lou was here, and
Oh,
we were
okay.
trying to catch Lou up to where we're holding.
Oh, okay. So if you want to, when he comes back, if you want to start where you left off with him, that's good.
Okay. So very good. In the meantime, we could do Pasik Ches.
Here's your 10. Oh, you found it? Yeah. Yeah, I got this.
Oh, okay. Chet. This,
All right, have a great day.
okay, hold on. Chet. I'm trying to find the two dots. Oh, there they are. Okay. Right at the end.
Oh yeah, the last word.
Yes. Mistakal Havet be Karnaya Lu Karen Achari Zeira Silkat Benehen Utla Min Karnaya Kadmayata Et Akara Min Kadama Va'alu in Ainin Ka'ine Anasa Shah Vikarna da for Ubum Mi Malay Ravan. Boy, that was a tongue twister. As I
What is
was
Pasik Ches? We just read Pasik Ches, Lou,
That's
in Perek Zayin.
Zion Hess. Okay, thank you.
okay, so as I was contemplating the horns, behold, another horn, a small one, came up among them, and three of the precious horns were uprooted before it. There were eyes like human eyes in this horn, and a mouth speaking haughtily, speaking haughty words. Okay, so let's see. The comments on this one, 8. Okay, so it says, Mistakal Havit. As I was contemplating, Mistakal is to look with a purpose or to scrutinize and examine. Radak in Shorashim derives it from Sechel, understanding. Rav Yonim Brachot, quoting Rav Chai Gaon, differentiates between Re'iyah, which includes all type of sight, whether inadvertent or intentional, and Histaklut, which means to look intentionally.
Hmm.
Okay. Let's see. Get my magnifying glass out again. Karen Achari Era. Okay. Another horn, a small one. This refers to Titus, according to Rashi. Vespasian's son and eventual successor was in command of the Roman armies in the Holy Land and was responsible for the destruction of the temple. He is referred to as another horn, a small one, probably because he was not yet emperor at this time. The Abarbanel in Mayeni, followed by Malbim, understands this as referring to the institution of the papacy. Wow. Therefore, this is prefaced by, as I was contemplating, At its inception, the papacy was not an institution that made its presence felt. Indeed, much time had passed until the Bishop of Rome could consider himself the head of the Christian Church. However, the power of the Roman Church grew until the popes of the Middle Ages were able to challenge Europe's most powerful rulers. The Ibn Ezra suggests that this part of the vision has not yet come true. The small horn is a nation that will convert to Islam, the religion of the 10 horns, coming up among them. Another interpretation offered by Malbim is that the small horn represents the new religion of Islam, small at its inception, which would grow swiftly into a mighty power. Okay, and then the next one is Utlat min karnaya kadmiyata. And 3 of the precious horns. The commentators offer many interpretations of this, none of which satisfy the text fully. Barbanel and I offers 2 interpretations. Rome had already had 3 different types of government before the popes gained temporal power in the city. In antiquity, Rome had been ruled by kings. This was followed by the Republic in 500 BCE, with Julius Caesar, 48 BCE. The era of the emperors begins. Barbanel's second interpretation is the beginning of the Christian church dates from the reign of the 3rd emperor Tiberius, who died in 37 CE. Malbim suggests that the 3 horns uprooted here are 3 kingdoms originally included in the Roman Empire, which later broke away from it. Malbim does not elaborate on this. He may be referring to the 3 schisms within Christianity, which led to the succession of 3 religions from the church: the Eastern churches, the Armenian, Syrian Coptic in Egypt, and the Abyssinian church succeeded in 451 CE. The secession of the Byzantine church, the Balkans, Russia, and neighboring countries took place in 1054, and the Protestant Reformation began in 1517, left England and Germany outside of the Roman Church. Another possibility advanced by the Malbim and Mitsudos is that the small horn represents Islam, which conquered 3 of the 4 kingdoms founded by Alexander's successors. This interpretation is already found in Rambam's Epistle to Yemen, till he saw that the horn had human eyes and a mouth speaking haughty words. That is to say that this upstart would conjure up a religion similar to the godly religion. He will say that he is a prophet and say many things. Daniel here explains that the beast's interest will be to hinder and destroy the true religion, and he will plan to alter the season and the law. Okay, and in Yanin Ke'inei Anasha, eyes like human eyes. In contrast to the previous horns, powers which had been characterized as brutal force, this horn did not gain its victories by the might of the sword. This power had human eyes, symbolizing the force of reason, and a mouth speaking haughty words, the force of persuasion. And Ufum Mimalei Lel Rivrivan, and a mouth speaking haughty words. Titus spoke and acted with great arrogance in the inner sanctum of the holy temple, as recounted in Gittin 56b. That's a Rashi. Boy, that one pasuk had a lot of commentary on it.
Yeah, wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Very good. Um, so where did we get up to together on Friday, Lou? You know, because the mayor said that he'd be willing to allow you to catch up.
Um, I thought we were on 7:3.
Ah, okay.
Okay,
You don't mind
7-3.
going back a little bit? I could just read the English and
No, good.
go a little faster. Um, Four immense beasts came up from the sea, each different from the other. Uh, let's see, commentary on 3. Four immense beasts. The beasts represent the four kingdoms which are stirred up and influenced by their spiritual counterparts, represented in this vision by the four winds. Immense, contemporary with these great kingdoms, there will be smaller, less conspicuous kingdoms. These four kingdoms were represented by the biggest, greatest animals, each different from the other. Each of these kingdoms had its own style and nature. The manner of oppression differed under each kingdom. Nebuchadnezzar ordered the people to bow down before his statue. Achashverosh oppressed the Jews through Haman, etc. The same idea is expressed in Midrash Shir, Hashirim Rabbah, which comments on this phrase, their blows are each different from the other. 4, the first was like a lion, and it had eagle's wings. I was watching its wings. I was watching as its wings were plucked, and it was removed from the earth and stood upon 2 feet like a man, and it was given a human heart. The first was like a lion. This represents the great power of the Babylonian empire. Jeremiah says, in reference to Nebuchadnezzar, a lion has gone up from his thicket and had eagle's wings. Daniel's vision here combined elements of the prophecies of Moshe and Yirmiyahu. Moshe said, Hashem will bring a nation against you as the eagle swoops down. Yirmiyahu said, for I will bring an evil from the north. A lion has gone up from his thicket. Our interpretation of Devarim 28:49 is a reference to the eagle that destroyed the first temple. Follows our Barbanel. Ramban, however, interprets the chastisement of Devarim as a reference to the second temple, and the chastisement of Vayikra as a reference to the first temple. See Ramban and Abarbanel. The Babylonian Empire was represented as a lion to indicate its great power. The high-flying eagle symbolizes the great arrogance and pride of the Babylonians. The prophet Yeshayahu, foreseeing the downfall of the haughty Babylonian king, exclaims, how have you fallen from the heavens? You said in your heart, I will ascend to the heavens. I will liken myself to the Most High. The eagle's wings represent the great speed and energy that were the Babylonians' hallmark. The 2 wings represent Nebuchadnezzar's 2 successors, evil Merodach and Belshazzar. As its wings were plucked, This symbolizes the downfall of Babylonia. In Belshazzar's reign, Babylonia's power was no longer sufficient to subdue the rebellious Persians and Medes. The once proud nation had lost the grandeur and agility symbolized by its eagle's wings, and it was removed from the earth. This indicates the destruction of the Babylonian kingdom. The Persians and Medes destroyed the city of Babylon when they conquered it, and stood upon 2 feet like a man. It could no longer fly like an eagle, nor did it have the power of a lion. The downfall of Babylonia was due not only to the power of the Persians, but to the weakness of Babylonia. It was given a human heart. The loss of morale so weakened Babylonia that it fell almost without a fight. Reb Sadia Gaon interprets this entire verse in reference to Nebuchadnezzar, with eagle's wings referring to Nebuchadnezzar's madness when his hair grew like eagle's feathers and his nails like birds' talons. Its wings were plucked, i.e., he lost his animal-like appearance and stood upon 2 feet like a man and was given a human heart, i.e., human intelligence. The Midrash notes that Babylonia's downfall was caused appropriately by Daniel through his prayers, who came from the tribe of Judah, which is also likened to a lion. That was another long one.
Yeah, this is the important dream of Daniel about the 4 kingdoms in world history.
Right. Then, behold, another beast, a second one, similar to a bear. It was placed on one side, and there were 3 ribs in its mouth between its teeth. And this is what they said to it: "Arise, devour much flesh." So it's commentary. A second one, it came out of the sea second, similar to a bear. These are the Persians. Excuse me. Who eat and drink ravenously like a bear and are corpulent like a bear. They did not possess great power like the Babylonians, nor did they have their agility. Like to the bear, a powerful corpulent animal not noted for speed. They lacked eagle's wings and never attained the regal power of the lion. The word ladov is written without a vav, therefore it can be read lidav, similar to the Aramaic word for deba, wolf. The Persians are also likened to the wolf, probably on account of its voraciousness. Their kingdom fell, i.e., their suppression of the Jews was foiled through Mordecai and Esther, who were descended from the tribe of Benjamin, which is also likened to a wolf. It was placed on one side. After the fall of Babylonia, the Persians were placed on one side temporarily. They did not take over the reins of their empire during the year that Darius the Mede reigned. The animal represents 2 separate, though ethnically related peoples, the Persians and the Medes. Therefore, it was first envisioned standing simultaneously on both sides. Then the animal was stood on one side to symbolize that only one nation at a time would be dominant. First Media under Darius, then Persia. The Persian Empire was not as extensive as the Babylonian, Therefore, it is depicted as if it stood on the side of the space occupied by the previous animal. And there were 3 ribs in its mouth between its teeth. These are 3 provinces that were continuously in a state of revolt. Sometimes they were swallowed, i.e., incorporated into the Persian Empire, as depicted by the ribs being in its mouth, and sometimes they were spit out, i.e., separated from the empire, as depicted by the ribs appearing between its teeth, not inside its mouth. The 3 ribs can be said to represent the 3 Persian kings, Cyrus, Ahasuerus, and Darius. The Persian kingdom was divided into 3 parts: Assyria, which included Babylonia, Media, and Persia. Darius therefore appointed 3 officials to help him govern the divisions. And this is what they said to it. The bear, an omnivorous but not a strictly carnivorous animal, had to be commanded to eat meat. Similarly, the Persians, unlike their predecessors, the Assyrians and the Babylonians, were benevolent rulers over the countries they conquered. They did not wreak wholesale destruction upon them. Nevertheless, when they conquered Babylonia, they destroyed the city, Babylon, and killed its inhabitants. This deviation from their usual conduct was the fulfillment of God's will. The demise of the bear is not as dramatic as that of the lion. He is not stood upon 2 feet like a man, neither is he given a human heart. The Persians, unlike the Babylonians, did not lose their empire as a result of drastic weakness from within. Persepolis did not fall without a fight. The hour of the Greeks had come, and Alexander's armies vanquished the Persians in bitter fighting. Reb Saadia Gaon takes this phrase as a reference to Ahasuerus. The bear, Ahasuerus, was told, incited by Haman, to devour much flesh, to destroy the Jewish people. The Talmud, which finds the symbol of the bear fitting for Ahasuerus in particular, though no doubt it refers to the Persians in general, as seen from the same passage in the Talmud, seems to support this view. Okay, now we're up to 6. After this I was watching, and behold, another beast like a leopard with 4 birds' wings on its back. The beast had 4 heads, and it was given dominion. So, like a leopard, this animal represents Greece. The leopard is distinguished for its ferocity and impudence. This feature distinguished the brilliant reign of Alexander when he conquered most of Asia in one continuous swoop. Alexander, in his conquests, can also be compared to the leopard in agility and speed. With 4 birds' wings, the wings symbolized Alexander's speed in making great conquests in all 4 points of the compass. The beast had 4 heads. Alexander's entire reign lasted only 12 years. He died prematurely at the age of 32. After Alexander's untimely death, his empire was split among 4 of his generals. Ptolemy took Egypt, Seleucus, Assyria, and Babylonia, and Antigonus, Persia and Asia Minor, Philip, Alexander's brother, Macedonia. And it was given dominion. Only the animal itself, i.e., Alexander himself, had been given total dominion. At his death, when his 4 generals carved up the empire among themselves, no single part of the empire ever attained the glory that had been Alexander's. The Persian kingdom passed more or less intact from king to king, but not the great kingdom. Ibn Ezra is of the opinion that the Greek kingdom represented by the leopard includes the Roman Empire, for ethnically, the Romans were related to the Greeks. The Kittim, identified as the Romans, were descendants of Yavan, Greece, and the sons of Yavan, Kittim, and Dodanim. The fourth animal then represents the rule of the Arabs. However, all the other commentators, including Reb Saadia Gaon, cited by Ibn Ezra, reject this interpretation. The Midrashim consistently lists the four kingdoms as Babylonia, Persia, Greece, and Rome. For more discussion about this is found above. All right, are we connected now?
We just read, Mayor just read Pasuk Ches.
All right, I got one more to do.
So one more, Lou.
After this, I was watching the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, exceedingly terrifying, awesome, and strong. It had immense iron teeth, and it was devouring and crumbling and trampling with its feet what remained. It was different from all the beasts that had preceded it, and it had 10 horns. Oh, this is the 10 horns. This is what you're talking about in 8, right? Okay, so in night visions, the vision of the first 3 beasts he saw in one night, but this last beast he saw the next night in a separate vision. The exile represented by this beast would be equivalent to all 3 previous ones. A fourth beast. As discussed at length above, the fourth kingdom, represented here by the fearsome, unspecified beast, different from all the other beasts, is that of the Roman Empire with all its metamorphoses. This is the view of almost all the commentators, and clearly that of our sages in the Talmud and numerous midrashim. Here, the word achari, another, is not used as it was in verses 5 and 6 for the second and third beasts. For here we are speaking about exile under the descendants of Esav, the Edomite, brother of Yaakov, and as such cannot be referred to as another. Exceedingly terrifying, awesome, and strong. Dechayil is the Aramaic counterpart of Yirah. Therefore, Norah equals Dechayla. In Bereshis, Ma Norah is translated by Unclus as Ma Dechila. It is also found in translation of Pachad as in Vatifachad Tamid, which is rendered Udechilas Terira. Amtani is the Aramaic form of the Hebrew Hayom. The Vilna Gaon differentiates between these synonyms. Ema is the awe one feels in the presence of one vastly superior. Yira is the fear of being harmed and punished. The 3 attributes given this beast correspond to 3 characteristics possessed by the Romans. The great brutality, therefore dechila, terrifying, meticulous planning of strategy, and great foresight, therefore sani, cautious, be cautious in judgment, and 3, overwhelming power, therefore takifa, strong. Though the previous kingdoms had also possessed these qualifications to some degree, Rome possessed them to a greater degree than any power before it. Therefore, Yatira, exceedingly, terrifying, awesome. The seeming redundancy corresponds to the double nature of the fourth kingdom, which is divided into two parts, Christianity and Islam. It had immense iron teeth. The fourth kingdom in Nebuchadnezzar's dream had been represented by iron. The iron teeth symbolize the rulers of Rome, its consuls, and later its emperors, who, with the determination and power of iron, crushed many nations, the glory of and well-being of Rome, just as the teeth devour food for the well-being of the body. It was devouring and crumbling. During its long history, many conquered states were absorbed by Rome and became provinces of the empire, just as food that is chewed up and eaten becomes part of the beast's body. And trampling with its feet what remained, those nations that were not absorbed into the empire were brutally beaten into submission and exploited for the good of the empire. It was different from all the beasts that preceded it. Though each of the beasts was unique in some way, they were nevertheless similar in certain ways, if only in that they were all known animals. Similarly, the kingdoms they represented were powerful and talented in a magnitude that had been known before. The fourth beast, however, did not resemble any known beast. It is not given a name in Daniel's vision. The Roman Empire dwarfed every nation known to history. Rome's military power, its genius in administration, and its cleverness in dealing brooked no comparison. Never had an empire held sway over so much foreign territory for so long a time. And it had 10 horns. These horns are later identified by the angel as 10 kings who would rule Rome before the destruction of the Holy Temple. They were Julius Caesar, Augustus, Tiberius, Caligula, Claudius, Nero, Galba, Otho, Vitellius, and Vespasian. During his father's reign, Titus, the son of Vespasian, destroyed the Holy Temple. Before Julius Caesar, Rome had been ruled by the Senate and 2 elected consuls. Julius Caesar may thus be considered the first emperor of the Roman Empire. According to Reb Sadia Gaon, the Roman Empire is composed of 10 governments or monarchies. The Roman emperor in Constantinople, the ruler of the Byzantine emperor, the king of Armenia, the king of Hungary, the king of Germany, emperor by the Holy Roman Empire, king of Bulgaria, the king of Canaan, the Western Slavic countries, Bohemia, Moravia, Slovakia, the king of France, the king of Spain, the king of Russia, and the king of Ishmael, the Arabic Empire, was included among the rulers of the Roman Empire. Ibn Ezra, holding to his view that the fourth beast represents the Arab Empire, explains the 10 horns as 10 separate kingdoms, which he names carved out of the original Arab Empire. Wow. A lot of commentary.
Yes, it was.
All right, I think I'm caught up now, right?
Yeah.
You're caught up, yes.
Well, thank you, Mayor. I appreciate your indulgence.
It's always good to review, let me tell you.
Yeah. I'm trying to catch up in a lot of different shiurim.
Okay, very good. So we got up to 11:31.
All
So
right,
we'll
Rabbi.
we'll start from here next tomorrow. Be'ezus Hashem.
Tomorrow at
Hey.
8. Okay, good.
Okay, all the best, everybody. Have a good week. And Basuras Toivos.
Amen. Thank you so much. Be well.
Are we continuing in a few minutes?
Yeah,
Okay, see you, Mayor.
Okay,
yeah,
bye
Philip's
now.
in here. Okay.